Sandra. Welcome to another episode of Asexualise, my asexual life. This is the place to be for education about asexuality, all things asexual. I share my asexual life journey in order to help you in yours. If you haven't already subscribed, what are you waiting for? Hit that great big subscribe button right here, right now. Please hit that bell icon so you get notified of every time I go live. So in tonight's episode, we're going to be discussing what qualities should you look for in the ideal relationship, in the person for the ideal relationship. That sounds like something you'd like to listen to. Keep listening. Just if you're new here to this channel, I am Sandra Boney, author of Asexual Perspectives on Amazon, which talks about love, life, and relationships from an asexual point of view. So, yes, what qualities should you look for in a person for a relationship? So when we're looking for a person for a relationship, if we experience aesthetic attraction, it's highly likely that we're going to be looking for someone that we're aesthetically attracted to get into a relationship with or to date, because we are attracted to their look. And this might sound superficial to some people, and in some ways you could argue it is, because it's not the most important thing to base your ideology on of what an ideal relationship should look like. But a lot of the time we do base the fact on who we date and get into a relationship with based on looks. While this isn't a bad thing per se, because you do have to be attracted aesthetically to the person, if that's all you're attracted to is the physicality of them, and they end up being very much uncompatible for you in the long term, and you didn't actually look at very good qualities for a person for a relationship, then you're going to be having a lot of pain in your life. So what you've got to realize is that whilst looks are very important in the sense that you've got to be physically attracted to that person, if you experience aesthetic attraction and looks are important to you, there is much more important things and qualities to look for in a person that will be able to tell you if the relationship can actually be a relationship and maintain and sustained. I, as a hyper romantic who experiences high levels of aesthetic attraction to certain type of guys, do tend to be drawn to looks a lot, right? And I'm learning more myself to kind of try to understand that aesthetic attraction doesn't mean to say this person's going to be good for a relationship for me or to date. It just means that I'm physically attracted to them in an aesthetic way, right? And so I do, as you know, have chemistry with foreign guys, particularly younger Indian guys, although I can get chemistry with younger foreign guys in general if I like their look. I hate beards. I'm not into beards. And with British guys, personally, for me, I need to usually develop emotional connection first before I can like their looks. I can still find a British guy, some occasionally, a bit attractive, but usually my attraction increases the more I develop emotional bond for them. So I guess in that way, I can relate to romantics in the sense that they need a strong emotional bond before they feel romantic attraction. I could probably still feel some romantic attraction without a deep emotional bond, but the only way I could experience the aesthetic attraction and more full romantic attraction would be if I did form a deep emotional bond with a British guy. Because I'm not that aesthetically attracted to them these days. I do like coloured skin. I think it's really, really beautiful. And I like just foreign auras. And so if you are a bit like me and you're really drawn to certain looks, certain types of people aesthetically, then you might find yourself a bit in trouble when it comes to actually having a long-lasting, loving, committed relationship and good quality people to date. This isn't to say that you can't, it's just to say it might be more difficult for you because you're kind of clouded by beautiful aesthetics. So let's look at some of the type of qualities you would need for a happy, loving, caring, committed relationship. Well, I think I've just given it away a bit, right? Because the qualities we need to be looking for are indeed quality people with quality qualities. if you like. So we should be looking for someone, if we're looking for a relationship or to date or even a friendship, we should be looking for someone who is loyal, trustworthy, honest, considerate, kind, empathetic, a good listener, a good communicator, tells you the truth whether you want to hear it or not. So they're very direct and open and honest. They can have got very strong boundaries with people. They know what they want in their life. They're very committed to whatever is in their life. So committed to family in some way, committed to friends in some way, committed to their career in some way, and therefore they're more likely to be committed to you. Obviously, if they've got so many commitments, they don't have time for a relationship, then, that's not good either. So it all has to be in balance. But if they're, say, committed to their career and they've really gone through the mill, as it were, to get to their career and they're at their peak career, then you know that that person is committed to something. They have the ability to commit to something and follow through, which is a good trait for a relationship. They have the ability to commit to a relationship and follow through. Doesn't necessarily mean to say that it translates into that, but it's more likely. If they can show commitment in other areas of their life, then they're more likely to be able to show commitment to you. They should be respectful of you and your time as well. And, you should feel comfortable around them. Like, you can just be yourself. There shouldn't be this anxiety and worry and fear. You should just feel like you're around them in your comfy armchair, right? And so we need to be thinking about quality people to be in a relationship with, or person to be in a relationship with, or to date, or to have as a friend, has qualities, good qualities. Not lying, not deception, not deceit, not cheating, not being dishonest. All of these qualities are bad qualities. So you might have the best looking person in the world, you think, that's just come into your life and they're absolutely stunningly beautiful. They're so gorgeous, but then they don't have the personality to go with it. They're flaky with you. They don't show up on time to dates, or they don't connect with you for days. They may message you several times a day one day and then you don't hear from them for days. Obviously, if you're just getting to know each other, you're not going to be communicating usually as much anyway at the beginning, but it should increase, not decrease, if you're looking to get into a relationship. If it's a friendship, that can increase as well, depending on how deep and close the friendship is. But if you are someone who's looking to get into a long-term relationship and the person's saying they're interested in a relationship with you, yet they don't speak to you for days, that's not a good sign. If the communication gets less rather than more, that means they're not really interested in you. Okay? So, you don't want to be getting close to anyone that's flaky, that's disrespectful, that doesn't value your worth, time, energy, and effort, that's not going to put equal amount of time, energy, and effort into the relationship, the dating scenario, or the friendship, right? And once they've got into a relationship with you or to date you, you need to understand that, are they fully committed to that, or are they a person who takes that for granted, right? So because any relationship is teamwork and team effort, it requires a minimum of 2 people to still put time, energy, and effort into maintaining and sustaining it. A lot of people get into relationships, yet they don't know how to maintain and sustain them. And things fall apart. People end up not speaking to each other. People end up maybe even, speaking to their friends and family more than their partner. People end up, just drifting apart because they haven't realised that it's work. When you're in a relationship, it's work. It's another work scenario, right? But it shouldn't be so much work as in the person's bad to you, abusive to you, emotionally destructive towards you. It shouldn't be that type of work. It should be work as in, how can we grow together? How can we make sure we have quality time together while still maintaining our own space and to do our own thing, to see our family and friends? Like, how can we make sure we do spend quality time? We still have dates even years later. How can we be best friends forever and actually act like it and truly treasure that person? you know, because too many people take people for granted. You know, get into relationships is one thing, maintain and sustain it's another. But you need to know if this person has got the capacity to do that. If someone's been in a relationship before for a number of years, they are more likely to be a person who can maintain and sustain a relationship. But if you're coming across people who have not got any relationship experience at all, or who have barely been in a relationship for very long, so say just like 3 weeks, and they've got a track record of they get into a relationship, they're not in a relationship for more than a few weeks, maybe 3 months at the most, you know really that person, there's a huge likelihood that person isn't able to properly communicate in a relationship, isn't able to actually have a proper relationship. If there's a pattern in their life where they just get into a relationship for like 1 week, you know, this is not the type of person you want. You want to look for someone who's steadfast and strong and who's fully committed to you and committed to the relationship. So when we are going around looking at people, yes, it's good to have shared interests as well. But what's even most important is having a shared vision for where your relationship would go together. So say I hate sport, but say the guy loved football and cricket and maybe even badminton. Now, I don't like any of that. I'm not interested in the guy coming around to my place to watch that, but I want to live separately anyway from the guy. So he could like watch all that type of thing at his own place in his own time, right? But does that mean to say I can't have a relationship with that guy? Well, if the guy was just totally for that and I had nothing else in common, you know, I had nothing in common with him, and that's all he wanted to do with his life, then it probably wouldn't work out, because I need some intellectual stimulation. I need some things in common. I need to feel like at one with the person to a certain extent. But if they've got other qualities I like, then, you know, we share the same music taste, some of the same film taste. We have some quality talking time about world, planet, and universe, and that's fine, because I don't need to like everything he does and vice versa. Right? But if our visions for a relationship are completely different, then it's not going to work. So I've come across a number of people on dating sites, including asexual dating sites, that need a travel buddy. Well, I don't like traveling. So if a guy's advertising on his profile, I need a travel buddy, or I want to go traveling for a year and I want a relationship with a partner who wants to go traveling, that would be no good. Right? I'm very settled in the UK. I love where I live, specifically this flat. So I'm not interested in moving. So I'm not interested in a guy who's like, doesn't know what the hell he wants, and then, oh, well, I'm just going to travel around the world. It's like, well, there's no point in me getting into a relationship with that type of guy, because unless like he was going like a week, maybe 2 at a time, maybe, but if he didn't keep in contact, that would just be disconnected from me. And if he's really, he'd be better suited to someone who wants to go traveling with him, unless he really loves solo traveling, right? But if it's all his vision is traveling for a whole year and he's not going to be near me as a base, right, then that would be no good to me. I met one guy, asexual guy, who I had a video date with, but he wanted to just go traveling and cut all communication during that time he's away, and that is not suitable for someone like me. I like communication regularly, usually daily, ideally, especially in a relationship. So, you know, my best friends, they speak to me most days by message. But one of them, they usually share with me at the end of the day how their day's been, you know, and I just really like that. And I think, you know, there's no reason why a guy can't just update me on how his time is and stuff like that, you know. But obviously he's got to be that type of person that enjoys that enjoys a lot of communication. But, you know, if the guy's going to spend a lot of time traveling and I can't be with him during that time, because I hate flying on a plane, not interested in going traveling. I want to be settled in my home, having fun near where I live, but also being here, like writing and blogging and, you know, and doing stuff at home. I like, you know, being at home, doing videos and this channel and stuff like that. I enjoy that type of thing, you know. That to me is much more interesting and important in life than going around traveling. I'm not really interested in traveling. I like traveling in the UK, but usually to like places of entertainment. Like tomorrow I'm going to Bream Theme Park, for example. So my point is, say I came across as someone who wanted to move to Australia, for example. I live in the UK, and like say in a few years' time they want to settle in Australia. That's no good to me because I don't want to be there. It's a different vision and end goal for the relationship. Say someone wants to like live on a boat. I don't want to live on a boat. I can't swim. I wouldn't be comfortable with that. Say someone wanted kids. I don't want children. Someone wants to get married. I don't want marriage, right? So, you know, they're not necessarily bad qualities, but they're not compatible qualities. So you should be looking for qualities within the person, personality traits, and you should also be looking for shared goals and visions, and also morals and standards. Because if one person thinks it's fine to tie a dog up for hours on end in the scorching sun, and the other person can't stand animal cruelty, think that's absolutely disgusting and an animal should never be tied up like that, then clearly these people are not going to get on. You know, and say someone's like, sometimes people have got really dark humor. I personally don't like dark humor. I find some of it very offensive and upsetting. So, you know, it probably wouldn't be suitable, because I want someone who's about love and light like I am, not someone who's got dark humor. I mean, you know, because I as far as I understand, dark humor, as I see it, is taking the mickey out of serious situations that which could be abusive or upsetting, and I don't like that personally, you know. So I need to find someone that's, excuse me, love and light like me, you know. And so I think it's really important that when you're looking for a relationship and moving forward, you actually list the qualities you want in a person rather than just their looks. You think about the personality, you know, what's your ideal scenario? If someone was treating you the best they could treat you, what would that look like? For me, I would like someone who'd make me feel loved, respected, cared for, cherished, adored, who is an excellent communicator, who loved regular daily communication with me, who is 100% faithful, who I could trust around any woman whatsoever, who I knew was 100% honest to the like minuscule, and who was happy to come live near me and just have great times being together, watching movies, chatting till the early hours, eating popcorn, having laughs, eating out, public displays of affection, kissing and cuddling in public, having nice dates, going out together, having just fun, because that's what life's meant to be but also supporting each other in each other's career, you know. It's very important. I need someone who's going to support me in the work I do for asexuals, because there's no way I'm giving that up ever. I love helping asexuals, and I love being on this channel. I love leading a public life. So yeah, so someone, guys, got to be really comfortable with that as well. So always think about multiple aspects of how you would like your ideal person to be for a relationship, and don't just focus on the looks. It's very difficult for me to do this because I have instant attraction. Sometimes it's so strong with the way a guy looks that I can't help but be attracted to him. But it doesn't mean to say he's right for me to be in a relationship with. So, you know, always look for kindness, caring, respect, love, the way they listen to you, the way they talk to you, interact with you, the way they value your time, energy, worth, you know. If someone puts you down, belittles you, makes you feel like you're unintelligent, makes you feel like down about yourself, makes you feel any negativity towards yourself, that person would usually be completely wrong for you. So head in the opposite direction. You only want someone in your life who's going to make you feel loved, cared, cherished, adored, supported, uplifted. The world has got enough misery, and we need to love and care for each other and not cause each other more misery. I hope you found this video useful, helpful, insightful. If you have, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and hit the bell icon so you get notified every time I go live. Right now, I post a new video. Lots of love to you. I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye. Bye.